Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC, coming to you from the garage. It's super bright in here. Doesn't give you a preview until you're started. Let's see if we can dim it down a little bit. Try and dim it down so it's not so glowingly bright. That's better. Hope you guys are having a happy new year so far. It's been a good year so far for me. Got a couple guys in there. RC Hobbyist, what's going on? Roger, what's up, guys? Hope you're having a great new year. I'm in here in the garage, and I thought I'd just go live. Haven't gone live in a while, so you know, show some of the projects like this one that we're working on, because I've been working on them kind of in secret, non-secret, I guess, in quiet. I haven't been doing a whole ton of videos the last 2 weeks, but hey, Michael, Marlo, how's it going? Charles, bunch of people jumping in. Heinzenberg, how's it going, man? Did you get a new drone? I saw your other little whoop video. But I've been working on this with Jeremy's been over. We spent 6 hours working on this snake bite truck, trying to get this thing working. So, yeah. So he's saying something about the body. Did I get? Trying to pull up the comments here. Whoops. Kevin Breaker saying, did you get the sick body? Which, or slick body? Which slick body are you referring to? Yeah, man, I've got that Mobula 7, and it's still in the box. I haven't even been able to get it out. Earl Beanfield, Alice Turtle, I saw something come up. It was very quick. Anyway, guys, thanks for jumping in here. You know, 2018 was a pretty good year. You know, came off of a pretty terrible 2017. My dad passing away and everything else that went on that year. Quitting the job that I had for 9.5 years. 2018 was completely different, much more chill than it's been in 10 years. And so now we are running into 2019, but 2018 was pretty great. Lots of cool RC stuff going on. Cool stuff, you know, found a new job that I really like, and I've been doing that now for 6 months or so, and really digging it. It's basically the same type of work I was doing before, a little bit different, but a lot of travel. So that's made it a little bit harder this year getting some of the stuff in. Charles saying, just got the last Diablo Pro made by ZRP, which is the current project, along with a CPE Terminator, which is what I think this is here. Got going on. And this was a beast to put together. This has the Hess axle housings. So aluminum up there. Those are very beefy is the word I like to use, way too much. But they're beefy. And we had this thing apart and in a bunch of pieces, and we were soldering stuff. And I don't know, I started some videos on it, and then we stopped, and we realized we were doing some stuff wrong. And yeah, so finally went into the forums on Sam's Solid Axle Monster Mayhem, which is an awesome group of dudes doing solid axle monster trucks, RC. That's what the whole group is about, and it's really awesome. And very helpful guys. They helped me realize I tried to go cheap is the problem. Let me see, maybe if I get this in here for you guys, since we're going to be talking about this for a minute. See my new beard I've been growing too. This is new for 2019. All right. Just a better view for you guys. Kind of see what's going on. The rat's nest up here. We'll get into that in a minute. But I was trying to figure out what system I wanted to put into this truck. And there's some other stuff we'll talk about in a second too. That namely right there. We worked on a video on that today. So that'll be coming either tonight or tomorrow. But back to this. You're going to have to hold on. Yeah, so I like Castle stuff. I'm very comfortable with Castle, and I was looking at a Castle setup to put in here, and it was going to be it's going to be like $400 out the door to do it. And that would have been 2 ESCs, Mamba X, and 2 motors, brushless. I wanted to have it censored. And everyone was saying that I could do this XCar. Now, the thing about the Castle is that in the software, you can reverse the motors. And that's one thing I've done, actually, in some of my trucks. Because when you're censored, you don't really like to switch the wires. Because, you know, when you want to reverse your motor, you can just, you know, flip 2 wires and you've got it. But when you're censored, things start getting a little bit crazy. In fact, we had some very tense moments in here with some smoke and really, really hot leads coming off of this at one point. So we'll get into that in a second. So anyway, XCar 120, Hobby King. Hey, Bar Harbor Basher, what's going on, man? Happy New Year. And so this is my first time doing Hobby King. They don't have very many options in their setup. So I got these on eBay along with these Trackstar 5.5 turn motors, which are ridiculously fast on 2S, which is really nice because I got these setups for half the price of the Castle. However, there's a lot of headaches involved, and what we finally were told to do was the proper order. Where's the rear? This is the rear. And that was to move A to B, B to C, and C to A. So everyone just stepped over because you should have it in the proper, you know, A from the ESC, A to the motor. But to reverse it, you have to move the wires and trick the motor. Now, what's funny is it doesn't actually reverse the wheels until you plug in the sensor wire. So it was, you know, turning the wrong way until you plug that in. So there's, you know, I have a few question marks about if this pops in a race. I'm hosed, right? But, yeah, so these are Clodbuster axles that we're running here. It's a Clodbuster setup, so it runs 2 motors. So you've got one on each axle. They're just running the plastic Tamiya gears inside, but those things seem to be pretty tough. You can get metal all the way down. I bought this used, and this is how it came. Came with this servo. I don't know anything about it. It's just a black servo to me. So I'm going to be... Thanks, Ray. Happy New Year to you as well. So, yeah, it's... I have actually some knuckles here that are for the front that I do have in metal down in my bin below. This is my monster truck parts bin. And so I do have extra Tamiya parts, Red Cat, Revo, all that kind of stuff. So the housing, Josh is asking, is made by Hess. And he's also been doing some really cool 5th scale axles for 5th scale monster trucks for some of these guys for solid axle that are insane. His machine quality is top notch. So anyway, so we did the flip on this. Before we'd done the flip, we'd read something that said swap A and C. That's when we had the smoking. That's when we had the really hot wires. It actually worked well when it was sensorless. If we unplugged this, it worked great. And so we did that for a while. But the whole point of getting this set up was to do censored. And the guys on the forums hooked me up. Now, the other thing that you have to do with these is you can adjust the timing on these motors. You unscrew these 3 screws back here. Charles is saying that Sonny Santucci, oh yeah, he's a good guy, mentioned or recommended those ESCs for him. That's cool. A bunch of guys recommended these. So I guess this is like a Matt Stoltz setup. He's got stuff that, you know, a lot of people were referring to. So we had to clock this one down to 0 in the rear, and then the front one we left at the 10 where it came. However, I feel like it needs to clock up a little bit more because the rear is ballooning a little bit faster than the front. So we're getting more power to the rear first. And if anything, I'd probably want more power to the front to pull, so I won't be doing wheelies and stuff with the rear getting more power. I don't know. That's just my theory. It may be completely wrong, but seems like I want them equal or more power to the front. Anyway, so just doing that swap, the ABC. Now, but the other thing was where you had to either... I've got a rat's nest, so let's talk about that. Hey, Andy. And this is actually just a temporary receiver in here I pulled out of my Tamiya but it's a Spectrum, and I could bind it and everything. So it's waterproof, so it has these leads that come off, and I didn't want to. I was non-committal. Let's say that I didn't want to commit to this setup, and so I left all the wires long in case I want to use them in just individual trucks and scrap this whole setup for this. I've never done this motor on axle. I think I'm gonna like it, but this is also a shortened wheelbase. So thanks, Chris. Oh, he started his own. That's awesome. A ZRD build. So we had to cut the red wire out of the... So we have a splitter because each ESC has to get power and plug into the receiver to know what to do, be told what to do. The problem is you have to run a splitter, but you don't want to feed power from both of those ESCs into your receiver. So you can either use the BEC, which I don't ever do BEC, so BEC, but you can cut the hot wire, the middle wire, the red, I guess, out of one of them and stop it from feeding. And I've got just liquid electrical tape on here. Ray's asking about a good 8th scale electric RC truck. Somebody want to help him with a recommendation there? I don't know many 8th scale, I guess, RC truck. You're going to run into a lot of, I mean, that'll be more like, I guess, Creighton size. Anyway, so yeah, so we cut that out. I was running a different one. I actually liked this one. If I wasn't doing, somebody's asking about nitro favorite ones. I haven't ever run nitro, so somebody else is gonna have to speak up to that. But it didn't have the option to cut one single one out because it was 2 into 1 right in this box. So I had to probably just, I guess, pull out that pin. It seemed like too much work, so I've got this really long Y cable in here as well. So I'm ordering a shorter one. But yeah, I've got a whole mess. I've actually taken this motor and the ESC over to the other side because there's so much. So they're kind of opposites, which actually ran into trouble when I plugged in the the sensor again after not after running it sensorless for a little bit. I just went, yeah. Anyway, I plugged them into the wrong ones because I forgot that I'd put the ESCs on the opposite side. So I've got a mess here that I've got to clean up. But I've also now got these LEDs that I just spray painted because they were clear. They're red lights, but I didn't want them to be clear when they weren't on. So I just did a little quick hit of spray paint on them. And these eyes will glow red for the snake bite, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, so this is one of the trucks I'm hoping to have racing for the new year. The other thing we did is you could just cut one of these or shave a little bit of the black and the red on the leads from the ESC and then solder in the other one and put shrink wrap over it and only have one coming out to the battery. Again, non-committal, so I made, Jeremy and I made this little Y connector, which was a pain in the butt to make, so we can plug in the battery that way. Again, adding more cable. So if I really like this, I'll probably start cutting wires and making it exactly what it needs to be for this truck as far as length, and that'll really clean it up a lot because there's a lot of wire in there. But the weight is low. There's not a lot of weight. The problem with the shortened wheelbase that they chose to do for this, which means that it has shortened lower arms, is that the motors actually hit the chassis here. And so I bent it out a little bit, but it still hits, and it's destroyed this other option for the sensors out. But what I'm going to try and do is clock the axles a little bit and just pull them in here, which should rotate them down, and hopefully that'll help. But hopefully it doesn't cause a problem with the battery tray and all that. Otherwise, I'd have to, I guess, do shorty packs sideways or something, do something different than the way that the battery mount is set up right now. So people are talking about electric nitro. I've never run a nitro actually ever. Happy New Year, Mr. Mad. 2424. He's just saying he got 52 miles an hour out of his Granite on his second test the other day. That's awesome, man. Xander's asking about the Slash. All right, so I'll stop talking about this for a little while. I'm just excited about it. It's going to start looking good here very soon. I got to order a new receiver for this that'll handle 3 channels to be able to power the lights. So, my lights are here. Is it going to be bright enough if I go over here? Yeah, it looks like it. I'll set the monster truck down. Let's just bring it over. And actually, I can move this tray. So yeah, this is... Well, it was the newest to the fleet until just the other day when I got the... what did I get? I got the drift car, which we'll show you in just a second. Got a lot of cars to be doing in 2019. New stuff too, different types of things like the Kyosho Minis. That's a whole new platform we're working on. Yeah, so this is the Slash Ultimate, and I'm loving it. I don't think I'm going to convert it, although I really want to, but I also don't want to because it's so awesome. Wow, look at that awful cut right there. You can really see it. This was a quick attempt at a body. It didn't come with one that was part of the deal. Well, it came with these clear, but I wanted to get out and running, and so I just quickly painted this body. So it's, if you look closely, it's not that great. You can see where the spray is, where I just quickly taped off some stuff. Not the best lines or anything. But again, from a distance, it looks pretty good. So either on the track or in the videos, as long as we're not doing close-ups, it looks pretty good. And then I just use a bunch of stickers to kind of finish it off. Give it that look. I knew what I wanted, so that was nice going in. But this thing's pretty slick. Also Gorilla taped the entire inside because I know it's going to take a beating. Corey asked to drive Slash. Tell him no. So he cracked his Yeti body. So yeah, I mean, I haven't done anything to it. I hate the battery tray. I can't stop talking about how much I hate that. But everything else I really like about it, and I haven't done anything to it. So he's asking, do you use Flex Seal on the inside of bodies? No, I don't ever. I just use Gorilla Tape on the inside of my bodies. I try to do it before I run them because it really helps keep it from cracking. But if it cracks, then I'll also do Gorilla Tape. But yeah, I mean, this is running just the Valenian. This is a lot of it stock, but it was the Ultimate, so you got some of the upgrades. No, he did do a lot of RPM parts too. The blue plastics are RPM. But it's got the nicer shocks out of the box because it's the Ultimate. Yeah, and these are not stock tires, I don't think either. I think he bought these. Someone's asking, did I fix the onboard audio? I did not. You know, I got a whole box of stuff that came with it, like another drive shaft, because this is running a Techno drive shaft. Someone's asking what batteries I use in this. I'm using the Venom batteries in it. I have the drive batteries like this in 2S. In fact, it's probably just finished charging in here. Yep. I've been down here with them while they charge. So this is all I'm using in the Slash. This is the 2S. I do have these 50C packs that came with the truck, actually. So I got a great deal on the truck because it came with 2 of these awesome Venom batteries, these Sport Power 50Cs, which fit in there nicely. He actually wrote the date on them too, so 17/5/7/17. So they're pretty new, and they work great. I've already run them, and So these are the ones that I'm running in the Slash as well as in Snakebite, because that thing's 2S for the clod axles. But again, it's a 5.5 turn brushless. It's just crazy what kind of speed you get out of a 2S with that setup. And I think it's running 16 tooth pinion on that, where a lot of people run 13 or so on the 5.5. But it stays super cool. It's the only thing I had matched, so that's the only reason. But I was trying to do 13s. I had all these pinions out, and I put some away, but I didn't have any matched ones. So I ended up taking them off of the son of a digger here. Is in parts right now. So a lot of stuff's in parts. This was for a photo the other day. So I've got all the onboard audio and stuff for that son of a digger sitting in a box here, castle setup, but it has no pinion on it, and it was 16 tooth, but I needed it to put on there. And so I think I'm going to keep it 16 unless I find a reason why I really shouldn't. But yeah, I mean, this thing's been awesome. I've been running it just non-stop in the front yard. Just 2S batteries are on the charger all the time, which is not something I can say recently. I've run only 3 or 4S. Pretty much all of 2018, that's pretty much what I ran, except in my Clodbusters. And those batteries are just different 2S that I have that the plugs pull out of. So, yeah. But that's the Slash. I'm loving it. Whoever asked, I don't remember at this point. But somebody asked about it. There we go. This is the newest one. Just pick it up here. And so I've never done a drift car before. And I kind of don't like the body at all. You know, it's funny because I really liked this body on the Kyosho Minis. But when I saw it on this drift car, I didn't like it, because most of the time drift cars are like older cars, it seems like. That, you know, the hood's a different color, or like they've got Bondo and, you know, primer on the fenders. And, you know, they have best intentions, but never really finishes the paint. So this is an MST RMX. This is a new for 2019 thing here on the channel we're going to be doing. Newport News has a really awesome drift track, and they're doing a lot with drifting. So trying to do things where I can get out with other people in the hobby locally. And since drift and the Kyoshos are what are kind of at the hobby town right now, that's kind of what I've bought. But it's a brushless system. It could be swapped out if I wanted to another truck. But it's an MST 2500 kV motor. So it could power, you know, a light monster truck or, you know, other cars. I think it's a 50 amp ESC. I don't know. It's an XBL 50. So that'd be my guess. But this thing has a lot of different ways that it can be set up. You can actually turn your servo if you want to do side mounted. You can flip this brace up here, the steering brace, and change the Ackerman on it. So Andy Ritchie, I don't know anybody else. The video is going blurry and back and forth. Maybe. I've been moving a lot, so it's possible that it's been blurry. Roger Chevelle, where's a good place to find a monster truck roller like the Snakebite truck? He likes the race trucks, but don't know where to start to build one. I have been looking on Facebook a lot. Sam group, Solid Axle Monster Mayhem. So if you want to get a race chassis like that, that's probably where you'd look. Although, yeah, that's probably where I'd look. If you join that group, there's stuff always popping up for sale on there. There's axial ones for the SMT10 if you want to get into that, or you have like a shaft-driven truck versus the motor on axle. It really depends on what kind of race truck you're looking for. Hey, Filthy Kill RC, Happy New Year to you as well. So this is what really intrigues me, is the gyro up here, and this is their 2.0 version. and it has 3 different settings on it that you can set for the curve that it uses. So yeah, but I have a new idea for a body that I want. I'm not cutting these body posts until I get that other body. Chris is also agreeing that Solid Axle Monster Mayhem is great. Yeah, he's got his truck on there and pictures and very active on there. So yeah, so this has not been driven. I kind of got this for myself as a birthday present. I've been looking at them for a year. I didn't mean to get the Kyosho stuff. I was actually more interested in these back last year. But they never had one that was ready to run. And with my schedule these days, and I really did not want to build a kit of these. So I was waiting for ready to run. The only ready to run they had was with this body. And so, you know, in order to support them, I just chose to do it. Plus, most people tend to, you know, swap out their bodies. So I've been looking for bodies as well before I even got one of these. Because I was planning on doing the MST, I was already looking at the length of the wheelbase, which is 257 millimeters on these. Michael's saying I got to come drift with them. I know. So I've got a body I'm looking at it's pre-painted, and it's got light buckets and everything for like $43. It's by Killer RC Bodies, and so, or Killer Body RC. That's it, Killer Body RC. I was gonna say that didn't sound right, but yeah, this one's kind of growing on me. But my plan is to actually do magnetic mounts for it. And so I don't want to cut these off until I know where I'm going to have to do the magnetic mounts for the other body that I actually think is going to be the one I run on this. So it's an old school car. That's all I'll say. But we've been busy in here. Like I said, Jeremy was over with me for 6 hours working on the one. I've got to get down and get this one working again, because I have something wrong in the front axle. But that thing's running like a dream, and it's constantly being run with the Slash. Those two are like my fun trucks right now. That's my boy's new mini bike that I got him for Christmas. We've been running those a lot as well. Mine's right here. I've been working on this as well. So lots of time in the garage, but I don't usually film out here. So you guys are kind of seeing my multiple projects I have ongoing. How's it going, Bruce? Hopefully we'll see you up there racing the Kyoshos. I'm going to try and get up to Richmond at some point and race them there. So I've been working on that one. We've been working on this bench and then this one as well. But this was only up here actually because I knew that I had the ability to, or it had a receiver in it that would power the snakebite lights just to make sure they were red. Because I didn't want to cut it out of the body until I knew it was red, because those are like 5th scale lights, and so they were bigger, and I didn't want to put those huge holes in it if it wasn't going to be proper, and I had to get something else. So, but yeah, so these guys are just kind of tucked back in here right now. But yeah, there's the kid bike. It's just a little one. It's a lot of fun though. Me and my son have been riding miles on them, and then we're parting out some other trucks down here, as you can see. And here as well. This is all the solder stuff, my solder bin. But yeah, lots of parts, new bodies. Have to have an extra Gravedigger body because I don't think they're coming back to axial. So I want to have that fresh and good to go. But I've moved all. I used to have fish tanks here, and I've moved it all back to RC stuff, and so I can take over this shelving again for all my different conformal coatings, liquid electrical tapes, Tamiya cement, all that kind of stuff you have to have. Cow RC, utter butter. That stuff's awesome. So, that's where my seafoam is. I was looking for that. Anyway. And then this is just kind of destroyed and fallen out because, again, I've got these now. But I ordered, back when I was traveling a lot, these to replace these inserts. Although I'm really liking how this turned out. So even though it's not scale to the Bog Hog, I might leave it. What do you guys think? Like, this is what's supposed to go on it. Medic did his that way. Also, I've been battling a cold. So, oh, hey, James, what's going on, man? I did see you pop in there a second ago, and I meant to say something, but I was in the middle of talking. Chris is saying, I'm going to go back to the comments, that the snake bite is really cool. Thanks, man. I've still got some more work to it. Yeah, James, I did get an MST. Tank Lover RC. Does that mean you like the tank RC? Or does that mean you like tanks? What kind of batteries? Did you fix the OBA? I did not, so I don't know if I answered that, but I did not. I did get a ton of stuff with it, which is part of the mess that's over there. Is I emptied the box bin of the all the stuff that came with the Slash, and so I've kind of got it piled over here, as well as other parts for stuff. I've got just a colossal mess of things. So, and I'm trying to move away from these heavy metal ammo boxes for my batteries and moving to these fireproof type, fire resistant, I guess, cases that are softer and won't explode, kind of like those. You know, it can still, it won't, if these are sealed, they can be problematic. Anyway, so I'm trying to move from that. This was for all of our work. But when I was testing this, I kind of shoved everything out of the way because this was a lot cleaner yesterday. Anyway, guys, I just want to give you a little look into what we're doing this year. We've got a ton of cars that we're working on. A ton of them. And trying some new stuff. So this is, somebody was asking, this is the MST RMX 2.0 S, maybe? So there's lots of different mounting options. I didn't mention, like, you can flip the motor so it actually rides high. So it's upper mounted motor. I don't know why you'd want the weight up there. I've never drifted, but they also make it so that it's in the rear mount here, and everything's swapped. This chassis doesn't do it, or this model isn't set up that way, but drifting, they have a couple different setups that MST has. And again, this hasn't touched, well, I guess it has because they test them. That's one of the cool things, is the people that set them up then actually drive them on a track, so there's a little wear on the tires from them doing their testing to make sure that it's set up for people. So hopefully I'll have a good experience out of the box. So that's what I'm hoping. But again, this body's kind of grown on me. When I was making the video for it, I was really frustrated that it was painted and not drilled, because they have a lot of different body options, and if people are buying it as their first RTR to drift, they might not have all the stuff to be able to line up the holes and everything. But when I actually got light under it, I could see where they were through the paint, and there's actually little divots in the body in those spots. So I actually pointed out where it's going to go. So, but it doesn't say S on the box. It just says RMX 2.0. And so I don't know the difference. But this one does not have like adjustable turnbuckles and stuff here for quick adjustment. You've got like these 10-point adjustments that you can make using these pins. Excuse me. So there's a lot of adjustability, especially for the shocks and everything. You look in the rear here, just how many holes they've got, mounting holes, for just really setting it up how you want. But since I don't know what I'm doing with it yet, it's staying just how that person had run it and felt like it was driving all right. But again, this body's kind of grown on me. It wouldn't have been my first choice. I'd have chosen an older one. Am I gonna put a Bandit Trans Am on that sucker? Now I'm actually looking at the well, I won't say yet. I don't want everybody else going out and getting the same body yet. But I found a sweet one. There's a couple guys that know what I'm looking at. I gave them two options. They all chose the exact same one that I was thinking to get as their favorite of the two. And so I haven't seen a lot of them on these on YouTube, so, or even in pictures, actually on and working on an MST. So I'm excited to get it and put it on here. Because once I saw the body, I wanted to see how it looked on the actual car. And I did some searches, and I found one guy that had it set up that way. Shen, you're going to have to keep guessing, my friend. So there's only a few... there's not a ton of options that do fit on here. I mean, there are. I didn't feel like painting it because the detailing that these guys do on these cars is insane with the grills and everything that they do to make them look so pimp. And I don't have all the striping, the pin striping, all that to set it up and make it look that way. So I was hoping to find something either used that somebody was selling as a body or whatever. So I was looking all over for a while. And I finally found a couple that I liked. James is saying he had an RX-3 body on his. That's cool. Yeah, this is the Honda NSX. They have it in blue and red. As you can see, I have the red. So, Shen, I can't say because that'll give away too many things. I really want like a Chevette or something like that. That'd be super cool. Like a brown Chevette, like the gold flakes in it. Maybe a red door on it, been swapped out. Gremlin would be pretty cool too. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I don't really want to spend the money yet until I know if I'm going to stick in it. So I'll know, I think, pretty much right away within the first week or two where I'm at with it and what I'm thinking. I know it's not easy to do drifting, so it's more of the enjoyment out of whether I like that kind of sliding thing, which I think I will. I think I'm going to love it. James, man, yeah, send some. Post them over on my Facebook page. If you guys got pictures of your drift cars, you can't post them on YouTube, unfortunately, but you can throw them on my Facebook page. I'd love to see some. Chris is saying, actually just picked up a second Gravedigger. Those bodies alone have shot up on eBay. Yeah, man, they had one. So here's the funny thing. I went into the Newport News Hobby Town to see if they had any Gravediggers in, and they did. And I didn't buy it. I bought this instead. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I didn't. So, yeah. I think it's because I have enough monster trucks right now. And even buying that at $300, thinking about how much money I was going to have to put into the axles to make them. Because what I really want to do is I really want to finish this guy here. I don't have any axles for it anymore. I gave them away. When I got the freestyle axles, I thought they were going on this. And then they didn't. They went on to a freestyle chassis, the ZRD, that I never thought I'd be able to get. And so now this truck sits. Look at it, it's even got the trailer tires with nothing to put on them. Chris got the last one at Hobbytown. You punk. I'll trade you my MST for it. No, I'm kidding. I won't trade my MST for it because it costs more than your Gravedigger did. But, yeah, so I need to get axles for this. But I don't want them to be stock because there's so much has to go into the stock ones to make them work. So you got a ZRD carbon, Chris is saying, and you got a Southern Builds chassis. Is it like this one? You got one of these ones coming? From Southern Builds RC? This guy? Hey, while we're here, let's do a little roll call down the line. I got RCVHX 22, Novak Sad, Hobbywing Proline, JPRC, Traxxas Energy, DJI. Chris is saying check out Spin Master Monster Jam sets. I have seen those, man. I've been watching them on YouTube. I can't wait for them to come out. I just ordered the Bigfoot set from Crawford. So I've got that coming actually in the mail soon. Grace with RCs, Hoonigan. Venom. Got Buy It, Break It, Fix It, Repeat. Steve OD down here. Venom. That's one set. Then we got over here is another set. Sabbath X, Roadhog, Recovery Straps, Southern Builds again. Oh, there's Gen RC. And then that's just not staying on there very well. Kink BMX. How's it going, RC Element? Here's some old ones. RC Johnny. I Jump RC. That used to be my favorite channel when I first started. Midwid, Blacksmith, Ramsey RC, RCFPV Vids, Team 0017th RC Racing. I don't think they're even on there anymore. TCS. So that's my Keep Calm and RC on. I just took, you know, the carry on and cut it to say RC. Yeah, so Chris got the, yeah, you got the concept from, I got this off of Matthew Hall. That's what actually was on the Snakebite truck. So this is my little collection of Monster Jam stuff. Metal Militia. I just saw this one pop up in Target. It's like the Grandma Digger, or like the Faded. One of the older Grave Diggers. Max D, Grave Digger, Hot Wheels. VP, Mad Scientist, Son of a Digger, and then Gas Monkey Garage, of course. Just because I like the show, and I think the car is awesome looking. So there's some of my favorites. A lot of them aren't even going to be around anymore. Hot Wheels gone. Metal Militia gone. I hear VP Racing is done. So yeah. I still got to get this out and actually race it. I'm afraid to, because I don't want to damage it. I just put it on when I'm at the races just to have it looking cool on the table. And I'll drive it around a little bit, but I don't ever jump it. Too much breakable stuff, especially these cool skeleton hand mirrors. But one of these days I'm going to have to just go all out on it and just do it. But yeah, so this is my space. I got tons of stuff. The garage just keeps getting fuller and having to add racks because I don't have enough walls because of all the HVAC. We're out in the country, so we got wells and all that. Yeah, Chris. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Simon. I don't know if you know, if there's a certain way it's pronounced. But Chris S will say, man, you did jump in hot and heavy. Scottzilla's on. What's up? I'm actually just about to get wrapping. I worked on this. I shot a whole video on this, unboxing it tonight and getting it ready because I really wanted to take it out and run it today because we had 70-degree weather in shorts still. And I didn't get it out and run it. I was hoping to unbox it sometime during the day. Charles is saying that body would do good for show and shine. That's what I need to do for it. Show and shine next year. But yeah, so I got it finally cut out, and I worked on doing the mirrors right, getting in mirrors in there. Although I got glue all over my thumb trying to get it in, and so now it's dark out. But it's good reason. We were out playing with the kids, cleaning up, and took several mini bike rides with my son. So that kind of ate up the day. The Countryside Outdoorsman. Hey, man, thanks for the super chat. The best place, he says, where's the best place to sell RC cars? I think Facebook. There's no fees that way. That's, however, only local. So if you've got a good local market for it, that's pretty good. Even in some of the groups, like So Solid Axle, Monster Mayhem, Sam, people will sell it and they'll say what it costs shipped. So Facebook groups do really well as well. And a lot of times that'll also post it for sale other places, you know, in the main marketplace. I wouldn't really know because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I don't sell a whole lot of my RC cars. I've sold one that I know of. I sold the HPI RS4 Sport 3 Flux 79er Hang 10 over and out car thingy. Had so many numbers and names in it, it was worse than a JLB car. I don't know what HPI was thinking there. It's like part number naming conventions. But yeah, so I sold that one. There was that like camo Porsche type car. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. So I'm hoping I like this a whole lot more. That's why I haven't ordered the body yet, because that hatred for that car as the on-road car was so strong that I'm not sure what I'm going to think about this one. So, that said, there's a place that is available to run these, and so that might make it different. But, yeah, Facebook groups are probably great. I know you could also do like the WhatsApp, not WhatsApp. What is it called? I can't look on my phone because I'm on my phone. It's not Groupon. It's OfferUp or things like that. I don't like to do eBay. I buy from eBay, but I only ever buy it now anymore things, and you get hit with fees that way. So, you know, for sellers, you know, if I were them, I'd probably rather do it through Facebook, because right now they're not charging fees to do it. But you got to trust the system and the PayPal or cash, or that you're not going to get shot or mugged or whatever. Am I alone in this? Scottsdale's asking, how did I finally get the holes drilled? You know, I struggled with that the whole video and complained about it. And, you know, you could actually see it. When I was trying to line it up and looking, it didn't look like any of the holes in the body worked. It looked like these were further forward, and then these were further up in the windshield. But when I really got down to it, there's two spots that are marked here in the front, and there's actually spots that are marked in the windshield if you look closely under the sticker. And so that's, well, actually it was in my unboxing video. I really was railing on that. Like, now I've got to go out and buy those Protoform or whoever makes those caps that you put on the magnets, and then on each of the posts, and you put your body on, line it up how you want it, and then you put magnets on them, and then you can mark them. How's it going, Weapon XA? Said just got back in the RC with the Granite 3 SBLX, then a lunchbox. The lunchbox are so much fun, but that Granite 3 SBLX is a blast. You know, I can't get over how much fun it is. Between that and the Slash, that's what I've been driving recently. Well, and the Snake Bite, but I've been running the Hulk body on it because it's already got the Velcro and it's set up. That's going to be my kind of beater body for that truck, I think. Which is unfortunate. It's a cool body still, but so yeah. All right, well, I've been going about 50 minutes. I don't really have, that's kind of the update for the new year. You'll be seeing some drifting. You're definitely going to be seeing some monster truck. If we choose to do the Slash conversion, which I'm 50-50 on, I will be doing videos on that. Weapon XA saying grab the Proline Baja bug for his. You know, one of the things that we started with the other day, and I had to kill the video because we were recording it without having really checked into it. But one of the things I was trying to do instead of the conversion was, what would be a really awesome monster truck / conversion? A monster truck that's already a monster truck but could have bigger wheels on it, right? It's kind of like a Slash already. The problem is this runs really big hexes on it, so it's got 17s on it, right? Or 14s. Well, it doesn't fit. I think they're 14s. Prince Mark, that gamer guy. That is the funniest question to ask. I've done 2 videos on this because everybody says that it should go faster than what I've got it going on. I'm getting, based on my GPS speedometer, which may or may not be completely accurate, to state the facts, maybe plus or minus a couple of miles an hour as well as anybody else's. So mine, I think I got 47. So other people gotten 49. I totally believe it. Mad Basher was on here saying he hit 52 with his. And so, I mean, every motor is not going to run the exact same, even though they're the same KV, whatever. You know, each one's going to have its little, based on how you break it in, as well as batteries, all these things that can be little differences. And so, you know, I think that I don't doubt that he hit 52 miles an hour at all. So, but the fastest I've gotten 47, plenty fast for me. I'm not, everyone's saying gear it up if you want to hit 50. The point wasn't for me to hit 50. The point was to show that it gets up near 50 and it's stinking awesome for the cost. I do recommend making a little wire wrap here. Just drill a hole in the chassis, as you can see, did here, just to keep it off of the motor. Fan here, or not fan, but the sinks. But yeah, so everybody's going to have a little bit different variable